The Lord is calling back his fire. Prepare the mind, yeah. The North American Indian, Savior, American. The highest gathering is fire. The Arabs and Africans told us together our lives and children showed us. In the belly of each great ship we traveled. By the rivers of Babylon we found our brothers here. The highest gathering in Colombia, moving from Australia. It's because the Mexican. Moving from Australia, it's because the message changed. That's who we be the children, the Negroes, hanging in the West Indians, the Haitians, Vanessa, the Cubans, the Puerto Rico, the Dolly from the Isle of Hawaii. The Lord is calling back his fire. Prepare the mind, yeah. The North American Indians, Savior, American. The highest gathering is fire.
All due to the Most High God, Higher and Shahaya Bahashem Yeshaya, Ruhu Ra. Brothers, welcome back. All right, we are in the father of the nations, Zebulun, the sixth born. All praise the prophets. We're going to come from the Studia Graphica, and you're going to start in the Testament of Zebulun.
That's correct.
All right. So look, grab your paper and your pencil, get ready, take notes. This is a great lesson on today.
The Testament of Zebulun, the sixth son of Jacob and Leah. And for all of those who have been following along, you know that if in fact you do not have a Pseudepigrapha, you are able to look online and find this reference at www.earlychristianwritings.com. And we always use the R.H. Charles version. So Pseudepigrapha, and looking for the 12 testaments, the testaments of the 12 patriarchs. The Testament of Zebulun, the sixth son of Jacob and Leah. The copy of the words of Zebulun, which he enjoined on his sons before he died, in the 114th year of his life, 2 years after the death of Joseph. And he said to them, Hearken to me, ye sons of Zebulun, attend to the words of your father. I, Zebulun, was born a good gift to my parents, for when I was born, my father was increased very exceedingly, both in flocks and herds, when with the straight rods he had his portion. I am not conscious that I have sinned all my days, save in thought, nor yet do I remember that I have done any iniquity, except the sin of ignorance which I committed against Joseph. For I covenanted with my brethren not to tell my father what had been done. But I wept in secret many days on account of Joseph, for I feared my brethren, because they had all agreed that if anyone should declare the secret, he should be slain. But when they wished to kill him, I adjured them much with tears not to be guilty of this sin. For Simeon and Gad came against Joseph to kill him. And he said unto them with tears, Pity me, my brethren, have mercy upon the bowels of Jacob our father. Lay not upon me your hands to shed innocent blood, for I have not sinned against you. And if indeed I have sinned, with chastening chastise me, my brethren, but lay not upon me your hand. for the sake of Jacob our father. And as he spoke these words, wailing as he did so, I was unable to bear his lamentations and began to weep, and my liver was poured out, and all the substance of my bowels was loosened.
So Zebulun was having a breakdown.
All the substance of my bowels was
Zebulun was having a breakdown.
That's a breakdown.
This is your brother begging that y'all don't kill him, and you start crying big time, boo-hooing, because you know it's wrong.
You lost control.
There's
of your
always
bowels.
going to be sibling rivalry.
Yeah, that's a
but they
extra.
plotted. You know what? If anybody tell, we go kill you. These brothers is deep. Okay, come on, prophet.
And I wept with Joseph, and my heart sounded, and the joints of my body trembled, and I was not able to stand. And when Joseph saw me weeping with him, and them coming against him too, to slay him, he fled behind me, beseeching them. But meanwhile, Reuben arose and said,
Reuben the oldest,
"Come, my brethren, let us not slay him, but let us cast him into one of these dry pits, which our father digged and found no water. For this cause the Most High forbade that water should rise up in them, in order that Joseph should be preserved."
Now you know what? The Most High is true in His word. Whatever you know what? Whatever you can do to us, your wickedness done to us will be turned around for our righteousness. Reuben said, you know what? Let's just throw him in this dry pit. Ain't no water in it. The Most High used that to raise Joseph up. And we know what happened. Joseph got taken into Egypt and raised up in Pharaoh's house. But they was doing slick stuff. Come on, prophet.
For this cause the Most High forbade that water should rise up in them, in order that Joseph should be preserved. And they did so until they sold him to the Ishmaelites.
To the who?
To the Ishmaelites.
To the Ishmaelites. Joseph was sold to the Ishmaelites. Come on.
For in his price I had no share, my children, but Simeon and Gad and 6 other of our brethren took the price of Joseph and bought sandals for themselves.
And they bought shoes they sold their brother and bought shoes. Now, you know what? Is that something else or what? You know what? We are worth more than some shoes. We're worth more than 30 pieces of silver.
And we need to start valuing life.
Exactly.
And that's one of the problems.
And they own brother.
Yeah, absolutely. For in his price I had no share, my children, but Simeon and Gad and 6 other of our brethren took the price of Joseph and bought sandals for themselves and their wives and their children. Wow, they bought it for everybody, saying, "We will not eat of it, for it is the price of our brother's blood, but we will surely tread it underfoot." Because he said that he would be king over us.
So this was the beef between the brothers and Joseph, because the prophecies on him to be king over us.
Because of his dream.
Yeah, because of his dream.
And he kept telling every day because he kept having a dream.
And that's true. Ephraim is the king over the 10 tribes. Zebulun, Gad, he's a king over them. Okay? Judah is the king and the what? The southern kingdom. See? Come on.
Because he said that he would be king over us, and so let us see what will become of his dreams. Therefore, it is written in the writing of the law of Moses that whosoever will not raise up seed to his brother, his sandal should be unloosened, and they should spit in his face. And the brethren of Joseph wished not that their brother should live, and the Most High loosed from them the sandal which they wore against Joseph their brother. For when they came into Egypt, they were unloosed by the servants of Joseph outside the gate.
Brothers, sisters, this unloose of the sandals is like cutting all ties. I'm cutting ties with you. You ain't my brother no more. We'll take you out. Okay? Come on.
And so for when they came into Egypt, they were unloosed by the servants of Joseph outside the gate. And so they made obeisance to Joseph after the fashion of King Pharaoh. And not only did they make obeisance to him, but were spit upon also, falling down before him forthwith. And so they were put to shame before the Egyptians. For after this, the Egyptians heard all the evils they had done to Joseph. And after he was sold, my brothers sat down to eat and drink. But I, through pity for Joseph, did not eat, but watched the spit, since Judah feared lest Simeon, Dan, and Gad should rush off and slay him. But when they saw that I did not eat, they set me to watch him till he was sold to the Ishmaelites. And when Reuben came and heard that while he was away, Joseph had been sold, he rent his garments and mourning said, how shall I look on the face of my father?
And Reuben testified to this in his testimony.
Right,
he did. Come on.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You had something to say. Morning said, Reuben morning, how shall I look on the face of my father, Jacob? And he took the money and ran after the merchants. But as he failed to find them, he returned grieving. But the merchants had left the broad road and marched through the troglodytes by a shortcut. But Reuben was grieved and eat no food that day. Dan therefore came to him and said, weep not, neither grieve, for we have found what we can say to our father Jacob.
So Dan came, you know, we found a lie that we could say to our father.
We thought of something.
Come on.
let us slay a kid of the goats and dip in it the coat of Joseph.
Remember that? Remember that? Come on.
And let us send it to Jacob, saying, no, is this the coat of thy son? Or do you know that this is the coat of thy son? And they did so, for they stripped off from Joseph his coat when they were selling him, and put upon him the garment of a slave. Now Simeon took the coat and would not give it up, for he wished to rend it with his sword, as he was angry that Joseph lived and that he had not slain him.
Simeon really wanted Joseph dead.
He's hateful. Then we all rose up and said unto him, if thou givest not up the coat, we will say to our father that thou alone did this evil thing in Israel.
So if you don't give us the coat back, we go tell you, Simeon, that you alone, you did it. Okay? You killed him.
And so he gave it unto them, and they did even as Dan had said. And now, my children, I bid you to keep the commands of the Most High.
I bid you to keep the commands of the Lord. That's the first thing Zebulun is telling them. Keep the commands of the Lord. Come on.
And to show mercy to your neighbors, and to have compassion towards all, not towards men only, but also towards beasts. For all this thing's sake, the Most High bless me. For even on all of that, he still blessed me. And when all my brethren were sick, I escaped without sickness. For the Most High knoweth the purposes of each. Have therefore compassion in your hearts, my children, because even as a man doth to his neighbor, even so also will the Most High do to him.
That is why Christ said, look, love thy neighbor as thyself. Look. Hang all the laws of the prophet, right? That's important.
So Zebulun is saying, for the mercy that he showed in the presence of his brothers for Joseph, the Most High showed to him.
The Most High showed unto him mercy.
Yeah, mercy.
I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, that's how the Most High is judging our interaction on how we treat each other. He's watching that. Yeah, everybody can't keep this feast. Everybody can't do that. But everybody can treat people a certain way. I'm telling you. That's why Christ said, these two hang all the laws.
And so many times we quickly say, don't judge me. We're quick to say, don't judge me, but we're constantly judging people in society. We're being set up to stand on platforms where we do judge people because we're looking into their lives. We're comparing their lives to ours. It's still a level of judgment. But the scripture says, judge and be ye not judged. So that's really what Zebulun is saying. Because I had mercy, I was shown mercy. And that's what the Most High is saying when he tells you not to judge.
Oh, praise.
Or to have mercy. For the sons of my brethren were sickening and were dying on account of Joseph, because they showed not mercy in their hearts.
See there?
But my sons were preserved without sickness, as ye know. And when I was in the land of Canaan, by the sea coast.
By the sea coast. Here in the land of Canaan. This is Jerusalem over in that land. He's by the sea coast. That is where Zebulun is supposed to dwell in the future. Zidon. He's going to dwell by the sea coast over there too. Come on.
by the seacoast, I made a catch of fish for Jacob, my father. And when many were choked in the sea, I continued unhurt. I was the first to make a boat to sail upon the sea, for